the hell? Mm, okay. Mm, pow, pow. I don't know what the hell is going on, y'all. YouTube is really tripping. Well, StreamYard is tripping. So I'm back. Okay, I can do that. The voice. I usually listen to nightmare stories to help me sleep. Darkness prevails. Mr. Creeps. Creepy pasta. It's weird. People think that's weird, but I think I'm a horror fanatic, not the gross kind, but I like scary movies and people tell scary stories that makes me sleep well. I don't listen to Mr. Nightmare. I'm gonna have to check Mr. Nightmare out. But did you guys hear anything I was saying about the beads? Really? Are you kidding me? Really? Hold on. Are you kidding me? Okay, I turned my volume off with that. Uh, okay, again, I'm gonna wait till a few more. I was talking about Pretty Girl Creations. Y'all didn't hear any of that? Okay. Well, I had got a product sent to me by a business owner. She has a company called Pretty Girl Creations, and she sent me these tiger eye beads, um, and I love them. I can't sleep. No, I went to sleep earlier, and I slept. I woke up at 2 o'clock, two something. I was like, damn. I suppose I just took a little nap and got up, but unfortunately, that nap turned to, I guess my body was telling me I just needed to rest. Um, but Pretty Girl Creations sent me these tiger eye beads. Um, the tiger eye beads promote healing. It balances toxic emotions and positive energy. Um, you can pull that up yourself. Uh, I posted on my community page, the site. You can go and check her out. You can Google her. She's on Facebook as well. And the beads. She started the company. She said she had an interest in jewelry um, all her life, um, but it became a part of her life more so in 2010, and then she started to rebrand and rebuild the company in 2017. Um, hey TC, oh my God, TC, let me tell you, the gift bag was amazing. I love that body. The body they I was sent the gift bag. Thank you for the gift bag. Uh, just the purple rain. You know that I would like that. So the purple rain scent. Also, oh my God, the shea butter. It's like a honey vanilla, and I love the scent. I just fell in love with the scent. So I'm gonna get a massage with that from my little Scooby snack. But again, guys, you need to check out Pretty Girl Creations. I posted it on my Facebook and on my community page. Again, she had jewelry had always been her passion since 2010. She decided to rebuild and rebrand everything in 2017. You can go to the site. I like these matte blue beads that I saw. I'm purchasing those myself. I love blue as well. So I'm getting those. Um, I do. I love the product. I'm getting the blue beads. I'm ordering those tomorrow. But I already found some friends that would be interested in checking the site out because my friends like bangles and stuff. And Pretty Girl Creations, it have a lot. They have a. She has a lot of things for men, women, children, just watches, sunglasses, and baby, I looked on there and the sunglasses are cute. Hey, highly favored savage. What's up, Anthony? What's up? And this is again, these are the beads that I was sent. Let me show you guys. They're tiger eye beads. Again, they promote healing, positive mental health. You guys can research that yourself. They're natural stones. And it's like the Asian properties of chakra. You can research. It's a lot to to delve into, but it's all about positive energy. And in this sector, and a lot of things that are going on, um, it's a lot of negativity. And we need something to give us some type of positive uplift. Check out the. Let me tell you something, and this goes hand in hand about what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about mental health. Um, and some things I've experienced in my family. Hey, TT. Uh, uh, yeah, but I think that in this time that we're in, you just definitely need something to promote positive energy. People even put the beads in their pockets when they go like on job interviews or just going out in the world. It's just that whole promotion of positivity, the whole aura. I don't care what your religious denomination is, if you're a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, look into it and decide for yourself. But I highly recommend checking it out. Um, but I was having a conversation with a friend like some days ago, and we were talking about mental health. And I think there were people that I grew up around that had mental health issues that were undiagnosed and just angry all the time at the world. And maybe it was part of the climate that they grew up in, um, and maybe some other factors, but they were never treated, and those behaviors were passed down to their children and their kids. And we made excuses for it. In the black family, we make excuses for poor treatment. I always talk about, I tell stories about my family because that's my truth. And I tell you, my mother battled with alcoholism for years. Hey, Auntie Donna, thank you for coming through. My mother battled alcoholism for years, and it was definitely problematic for the family. Um, a lot of times we had to be the parent to my mother because of her drinking. And and yes, definitely check out the products again, baby. Uh, Again, go to my community page. You can pull up the site, Pretty Girl Creations, and Creations is spelled with a K. But um, my mother battled alcoholism. I grew up around family members that drank themselves into bad livers, uh, older people that were just angry drunks. And I've always said when I became of age to drink, I would never drink like that. Because it was, I wouldn't even date a person that drank or had some type of a drug abuse problem. Now, I dated someone that smoked green all the time, and that was problematic, and I had to let that go. Listen, this is not working. If I can't talk to you when you're not high, I don't need to talk to you at all. Um, God, I'm having a Jay Wilson moment. You see, the kids are sitting up proud, like I'm cold or something. But I witnessed that my great grandmother was mean as hell. Now, I talk about my grandmothers, but my mother's mother, I don't know, y'all, you can take this how you want. This lady was so damn mean. I said God would probably have been afraid to let her in heaven, and the devil would have been afraid she would have ruled hell. Always wanted to whoop people for no reason. There was a colorism thing, treated kids, just all the things. And people made excuses, and I hear family members talk about her fondly now. But I'm like, she was mean as hell. Who is this woman you're talking about? Someone, this lady was so mean that if you told on the other kids for doing something, you would both get a whooping because she didn't like tattletales. But if you didn't tell, you got your butt whooped. So when did you win in the situation? She just took a perverse joy in spanking. And I said, if I ever was to have kids, and I better start soon if I am, because right now I'm 27 to 35 years old. So I still got some time. But shut up, Anthony. But the thing is, uh, she was mean as hell. And I don't remember any fond memories of her. She's mean. She was mean. And and but she was like, we had to stay with her for a while because when I was younger, sometimes we moved from pillar to post. My mother was a single parent when she left my stepfather, and she didn't finish school. So her jobs were limited to what she could get. So sometimes we were on welfare. We had to move with different relatives. And I always said, I looked at decisions that my mother made, and I always said I would do different things that she did. And I think that she was fractured and she was dealing with things that she may not have shared with us. And later on, we got back close again because when you're a kid, you look at your parent as like your protector. And the black fathers, a lot of times they're running out doing God knows what. So the mother is the person that we look to and we want that protection from them. But I remember as a kid, my mother coming in and she would fall out drunk. And I would have to help my siblings get ready for school. And this is me like at 9 years old. So it was like as a teen, I started running away. My grandmother would get onto my mother. My mother's mother had me staying with her. And so I grew up a lot of my life with my aunts and uncles as my siblings, practically. And they weren't much older because my mother had me when she was 17. And you know, in black families, you could have an aunt or uncle hell that's your age, sometimes younger or a little bit older than you. So I grew up with aunts and uncles that were like 5 years older, 6 years older. So I didn't look at them as my aunts and uncles because my mother was the oldest out of her siblings. But I don't know what inner demons my mother was battling. And it was always, I looked at people that drank as weak. And, you know, I'm just being honest with y'all. I looked at it as, okay, but when I had kids, they were nice to them. Anthony. And that's, you know what, my grandfather was, my mother's father used to jump on my mother's mother. And he was the greatest grandfather to me. Hey, Casey. Uh, he was a great grandfather to me. But when they told the stories of how abusive he was, it was like it was a whole different person that I didn't witness. I remember when my grandfather would come by to see us, me and my little cousins would run out and we'd be like, hey, Daddy. We couldn't say Daddy, so we called him Diddy, like P. Diddy. And we were little kids. And I remember this, that I would run out and say, Diddy, and I would run out and have my hand out for a quarter or a dollar. You know, kids nowadays they be wanting big bills, but then we were happy with like quarters, or if we got a dollar, we thought we were just living big. But um, he was a cab driver, and he did carpentry stuff. So he would have money all the time. He would pull out this stack of wands and he would just hand them out, and we'd be running around like the Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Flies. The kids, the Lost Boys on Peter Pan's Island. We were running around barefoot, bad as hell. And my grandfather, he used to take us fishing and to the country. He taught me how to shoot guns at a young age, and he had like a barbecue restaurant in the country that people would come to all the time. It was like the family meeting place because my family has land in the country as well. But okay, I'm glad you're back. But my mother saw her mother being beat on by her father. So her and her siblings used to jump on my grandfather, fighting him, their father, because he was fighting their mother. So my mother had a hard edge to her when it came to dealing with men. My mother had a hard edge because she would tell a man, "You ain't nothing but a piss poor ninja." She would curse men, and I used to be like, "Mom, you running these guys off. He was nice." And she would curse him out without a second thought. And I think that was a product. That was a culmination of everything she had experienced. And that was the manifestation. It manifested in how she treated men. So I think my mother didn't have a lot of men coming around, but the men that she did cheat with were like MD 2020, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels. Um, but it was sad because I witnessed, you know how you want the best for people that you love. So I wanted my mother to live her best life and to just have a sober mind. The doctor told her about drinking. You know, you can't smoke cigarettes. And my mom was still doing that stuff. You know how older black people, you can't tell them nothing because they want to do what they want to do. Yeah, I am up early, Phoebe Fee. I went to sleep really early. Um, and again, I got online and I started shopping and I bought me a few things. The devil, an idle mind is the devil's playground. So I did buy me a few things. I have a white t-shirt on now. It's a V-neck. So I ordered me a couple of white t-shirts that were crew necks. What man doesn't need white t-shirts? They're an essential part of a wardrobe. And I don't wear this all the time because it's a little too tight sometimes. And you know, I'm just I like to be kind of more not too revealing. I don't want these I don't want my tatas all off for everyone to see. But yes, my mother battled with alcoholism, and I had other family members that had addictions to drugs as well. Uh, on my father's side, and it was scary to me because I always said I could never open Pandora's box because sometimes you're genetically predisposed to have those tendencies. Because some people, like the American Indians, it's something about their body processing alcohol that's different from everyone else's. So a lot of times, the American Indians on the reservations, there's a lot of rampant alcoholism. It's something about alcohol. I have to research it more, but their body doesn't process some of the makeup of the alcohol. Um, do anything besides hang about the men. I still heard she go. Yeah, I understand. You know what? I loved my mother. I see a lot of my mother's ways in me. Um, and My father is still alive. My father's very easygoing, but my father, um, sometimes he could be very demeaning to women, and he wouldn't be physically abusive, but when he's been married, he wasn't the best husband to some women he was married to. But so I look at my mother and father, and when people would see me, they would always say, when I was a little boy, it's funny because as a little boy, sometimes you look a lot like your mother until you start developing more testosterone and you go through, different changes. So when one of my stepmom would see me, she would always tell me, "Oh my God, you look just like your daddy out of all his kids." And I never saw the resemblance. My father is darker than me. I'm kind of in between my mother and father's color. But I didn't see the resemblance, but a lot of other people could. The older I got, they started saying that. But as a kid, you just thought my mother had cloned me, just like I could throw on a wig and could have been doing drag and look just like a little girl, but like a little tomboy, kind of like Kwani. But I think that I witnessed so much, even just when I started running away, I started running away and hanging with a different crowd of people. And I, not okay, not that bad, Anthony. Listen, I was running, I was hanging out with some hood rats. I was like doing a lot of stuff that could have got me in jail. I wasn't stealing or anything like that. But, and really, I'd say jail, but I was just drinking, underage drinking with friends. I wasn't one of those kids that broke into people's houses or anything. But I knew people that did that kind of stuff. And a lot of them are not here today because the drug abuse, maybe some are locked up in prison for life. Um, but my grandmother told me, maybe I was sneaking out. When my grandmother would go to sleep, she would be watching Barnaby Jones or In the Heat of the Night, and I would peek around the corner, and I'm like, damn it. Because let me tell you what would be pissing me off. She would have her behind on the couch sleep. Why the hell you not in your bedroom so I could sneak out, unbothered? She would be sleeping her behind on the couch, and I couldn't tell if she was asleep because the light was very dim. And her eyes could be open, and you wouldn't know they were open. So I'll be like, damn, like if I tried to sneak by before, and she's like, come and rub my hair, come rub mama hair. And I used to be like, damn. So she would get me to rub her hair, and that would make her go to sleep. But if it's like I devised a plan to get away from doing that, like I would get my cousins in trouble, like to rub her hair, because we didn't want to rub my grandmother's hair, because she would have you damn near having um, you would have arthritis because you'd be rubbing her hair so long, and you'd be like, and she wanted you to comb her hair, and you rubbing her hair, and you combing her hair. So I started getting slick. Yeah, like just regular y'all. She would be thinking that I would be rubbing her hair, and I would have a sock, and I would like put it in her head like I was rubbing her hair. I would have the sock on her head, and I would take off like run to the back of the house because it was a big house. Run to the back of the house. So one of my cousins would walk through and she would catch them. She would think that my hand was still on her head because she would be half asleep. I would sneak out, and one morning she had a flat tire. And I had snuck out and I had made a dummy in the bed to make it look like I was sleeping in my room. And she came in there to get me to change the flat tire. And she was calling my name, and she came to the bed and saw that it was a dummy laid in the bed. So I was busted, and she started locking all the freaking windows then. But she used to forget to lock her window in her bedroom that she wouldn't sleep in. So I had to practically be in the lion's den. So y'all, when I tell you this little window it was one of those windows that sat real high up. The window sat real high up, and it was a little small square window. If you were somebody like Brianna or something, it was like a no go. And so I was pretty nimble. I was nimble like a little cat. So baby, I thought I was Spider Man. The clothes did get tore up sometimes. I used to climb through that window, and you had to have a strong upper body. Okay, ventilator. Okay, ventilator, layer, baby. I would hold. I would have my upper body kind of positioned over the window, one leg up here, the other leg damn near across the microwave in the kitchen, and I would be like, and then you had to hit the floor lightly, because it seemed like she didn't sleep hard. That's why she would catch me when I would rub her hair and I try to make a break for it, and she'd be like, I used to be like thinking in my head, even at that age, like, damn it, she getting on my nerves with this. And I remember that I would sometimes like I would have to take my shoes off, and when I would climb through the window, I would hold on real tight. I would hold on real tight and be like Spider-Man scaling the wall coming down, and then I would slightly hit the floor a little with no shoes on. Sometimes I have to leave my shoes in the windowsill or leave them outside and go back outside through the window that I unlocked in my bedroom and go get my damn shoes. Because she would sleep like any little thing she heard. Hey, BMW, she would like, and then my grandmother had some guns in the house, so you didn't want to be thought of as an intruder. But, so she told me one day, you're not doing nothing with your life. You gonna do something. If you stay in here, you gonna do it yourself. Baby, my grandmother got me in that car and took me to downtown Houston, and we went into that recruiter's office for Job Corps. And they made me, I had to sign up for Job Corps. And that was the best thing that happened to me because it made me get on the right path. After that, I finished Job Corps. I went to the Houston Community College. I went to a trade school. I went to the trade school before Houston Community College. Then I went to Houston Community College and took up surgical tech. Um, but what would you say? You got an arse whooping coming from the hospital. Now, hurting yourself, but they was like, you hurt yourself, but you still getting this whooping. But I was like, hey, Holly Favor. Um, but my childhood was very colorful because, I did get to experience going to the country. We would go fishing, and at a young age, I learned how to shoot. So I was hunting as well. And I didn't hunt for like deer or anything. It was like mostly small game. And that great grandmother that was mean as hell, that was the only thing that would appease her. If you could do something like that, you gained favor in her eyes. So I would be shooting all kind of birds and bringing them to her. She was a country lady. Hell, if I shot something like now I would probably go to jail because I was killing everything. I was like the Grim Reaper. Um, and baby, I was little varmints for her like rabbits and squirrels, and I had a pellet gun, but in a 22 rifle. But I don't believe in hunting now. Let me say that. But it was a part of life in the country then, and we stayed there for a while with her. Um, what are y'all saying? But oh, thank you, Stephanie and Holly Favor. But I remember this friend of my grandmother's. There were two friends she had that drank a lot. I forgot the one lady, Miss Pauline. I think her name was Miss Pauline and Miss Harriet. Now let me tell you, Miss Harriet, when we would go fishing, do you not know, Lord rest her soul, but this woman would drink like a sailor, go to church faithfully, but could drink a sailor under the table, and was a small woman. Do you not know we went fishing and she sat on the bucket of fish and pissed in the fish on the bucket because she was so drunk? You heard me. She pissed on the fish in the bucket. She was sitting there, and and I'm going to say that she had a habit of never wearing panties. And she was one of those women like Betty Wright. She loved that kind of music, because she would go to church, but she was nasty. She was very, you could hear any kind of story. She talked about men's peen, and I was like, what's that? I didn't know what I was really hearing, but it was interesting. But she sat on a bucket of fish, and it was water from the lake. But when we looked in the bucket, got off the bucket, the fish were floating up in the water. And it was like some sun perch, it was some striped bass, and they were floating in the water. And she had pissed. So that MD 2020, a Thunderbird she was drinking, it was too toxic for the fish to survive. So she pissed on the fish. Yes. And I was like, this pissy twat heifer. And Miss Harrison. Okay, the other lady wasn't Pauline. Her name was Miss Harrison. And she lived here in Houston. Now, Miss Harriet lived in Shepherd. Miss Ernestine lived in Houston. Miss Ernestine would come to Shepherd, and she would be so drunk, yo, because my great grandmother had one of those houses that were like a shotgun house, but it was like a nice house, but it was long. You know how a mobile home is like parallel? This is like a vertical type of house. And you could shoot one bullet and probably kill everybody in the house, because it would go through every room till the egg bag came out the back. But Miss Ernestine would drink so much that she would fall asleep and piss on herself. And she would be asleep on the floor. And like how Hansel and Gretel. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Valerie. Thank you for the super chat. Um, if you didn't like Hansel and Gretel leaving us breadcrumbs to come to find their way out of the forest, well, Miss Ernestine would leave a trail of piss, and you would find out where she was. Because she would be asleep like on the floor. We had like a big table in the dining room area that probably sat 8 people. And us kids, we used to, when she wasn't there, we would make like pallets on the floor with the quilts, because my great grandmother made quilts as well. So we would make blankets and like little tents, and we would sleep all around the table. And I remember, but when she was there, we didn't, because it was a 3-bedroom house, and we would all sleep in the back room when she was there. But she would fall asleep on the floor, and she would piss, and you would see a trail of piss coming from the table that she would sleep on the floor, and it was trickling down through the main walkway of the house. And that's how you could find her. Just follow the trail of piss, and you would find Miss Ernestine. Um, and she drank so much that, how a person drinks so much, and it seems like the alcohol becomes infused in their pores. Right, Anthony. She was like that too. She would be now Miss Miss Harriet, I think her name was Miss Harriet in Shepherd. It was Miss Ernestine that pissed on the floor. Miss Harriet pissed on the fish. Now, Miss Harriet that pissed on the fish, she would be singing, and she couldn't sing really. So she would be like, ooh, Jesus, ooh, Jesus, yeah, ooh, ooh. They used to be like, yes, the Lord is coming through you. And I'm like, what Lord is this? That's like some kind of lower demon or some type of Greek deity. Is that Hades? Because when she was singing, she would be like, ah! Kind of like Duchess Kelly Love to a certain extent. But I used to be like, what am I listening to? Like, am I hearing something that they're not hearing? Right. I'm like, am I hearing something that they're not hearing? Is something wrong with my ears? Because she used to be like, Jesus walks to me. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. And I'm like, I hope she find whatever note she's searching for, but it's out of reach. Like whatever the hell. And I could picture cats fighting when she would sing, or some type of an angel falling to earth in a fiery death. But but she had a sweetheart for the most part. But um, and some of her grandkids were nice people. And her and my mother got along really well. And when my grandmother passed, my mother would still go and visit her. Because, in the country, a lot of people be kin to you and they'll tell you that's your cousin. And I'll be like, that you can't date her, that's your cousin. And I'm like, she's like my eighth cousin. Black people are bad with that. If they know any relative that was related to another relative, you can't date them. It could have been back in slavery times. They don't want you dating. That's your cousin. I'm like, realistically, I'm probably closer to related to some white people than I am to this person. What the hell are you talking? And then if you can't date your cousins, how all y'all have these kids here in this little country town? Somebody was creeping because this was before internet. Maybe that explains why I'm double kin to a lot of people. They didn't have anything to do, so they was going back in the woods getting goosing. But y'all, because it's funny because they'll be like, you kin to them Brooks. And I'm like, the Brooks? I'm kin to the Brooks. Oh, okay, because my great great grandmother was the first cousin of their great great grandmother. Let me tell you something. Black people, let's stop doing. Listen, if we're I can understand you're saying like this is your third or fourth cousin and you're that doesn't look too cute to be trying to date them. But when you start getting to like eighth and ninth cousin, don't you think that's a bit much to sit up here and say that you can't really? Okay. Okay, Anthony. Like I'm like, so basically I can't date anyone. I can't date anyone because you're saying I'm related. I'll be damn. I'll still get my free call. Listen, you my 10th cousin here. We ain't related no more. Yes, my 10th cousin. That ain't no incest. Hell, if none of our relatives can tell us we were related, hell, just because you heard stories that my great great grandmother Willie Jenkins was her great great grandmother's first cousin, which means that if our great grandparents were third cousins, why the hell are you sitting up here thinking that we that closely related? These are people that I would never see in my life if I wasn't in this little country town. But I was definitely okay. Random gamer. Exactly. It's diluted. If you're eighth cousins, you're not that compatible blood wise or anything because that's a whole there could be people that are fourth cousins that could be looked at as two different races. You could what if you had like for example, and I've witnessed this with family and friends. If I have a great grandmother that was half white and she married a black man and her sister married a white man, she's my great grandmother's sister is already half white. So if she has a white husband, her kids married white, then their kids married white. Those kids are going to be looked at as white. They're going to be looking like Halsey, um, or what's the older woman, Carol Channing. You looked at Carol Channing after a while and you saw lips and stuff, and maybe that was a giveaway. But I didn't think she was mixed all the years I saw her. But we're in the time right now where there are going to be relatives that identify as two different races. That's just how the world is evolving right now. But oh, and I see more people. Wait, what did you say, Anthony? Listen, family is family. But let me tell you, I ain't gonna lie. It was like a seventh or eighth cousin of mine, and I didn't know it. Let me say this, because I'm not a little Jezebel or a little. That time I relapsed, but I did mess around with a distant cousin, and I didn't know it. Listen, when the person started telling me about their family last name, and I was like, what? And I started asking, I asked my grandmother, this was like 15 years ago, and I was like, dude, you know these people from Louisiana, they got this last name, and they're from this town in Louisiana. You know, that was Jesse Lee's the people, and I was like, oh, Jesse Lee, like my great great grandmother's sister. Okay. And I was like, I would have never known it. We could have been two strangers. Hell, 7, 8 cousins. It's not like I'm gonna pop a baby out or he gonna pop a baby out. Don't y'all judge me and don't nobody be in the bushes and say I done screwed my first or second cousin or third or fourth cousin. Listen, it would worry me if I grew up with a person and I knew I couldn't mess around with a person I grew up with, even if they were like my sixth or seventh cousin. But if I didn't know that you were related to me and you were far down the line, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. But somebody gonna be calling me a hoe in the bushes. But okay, Phoebe, and that's the thing. I got people in my family that are like pale, like Reed the Heart of Philadelphia color, practically. They look like that. Um, hey, Shauna Caramel, my caramel sister. You see, I'm a caramel brother, peanut butter paper sack brown to be exact. Uh, but I think that black families, it's ingrained in black families. That's your cousin. Can't mess with your cousin. You be like, y'all, because y'all from town in Louisiana, now just kind of researched it. That's like you did on Ancestry. You went to Ancestry and 23 and Me, or some of those ancestry places. Hell, you'll be related to damn 80% of the population. And they always say we from Cameroon. Okay. So, okay, I know it's common. Did you not know Rebel said he slept with his cousin? He slept with his cousin. Okay, Anthony, that is no lie. And you know what? Let me tell y'all, it's funny because I had a brother that passed away on my father's side, and he was gay. And I was thinking, because he was from Houston, also, but we didn't grow up around each other. And his mother told my father when my brother was young that you know how sometimes people say that ain't your kid just to try to get under your skin. So she would tell him that until he became a teenager and a young adult, and he started coming around, and we met up. And I was thinking in my head, Lord, please don't let me be messed around with my brother. Let me tell you, I don't mess around with a lot of people, but sometimes I did have some ways that were. I was a young. Well, I wasn't. I was. I'm still pretty young, and um, but I was much younger, practically a baby, and I probably was a little bit more active. And I was like, Lord, please don't let me be ran into my brother. And of course, he looked like my father, I thought, but I was like, that wasn't the case. Hey, Tabitha, yeah, they are something else. But I do think that a lot of times. Oh, I was going to also tell you guys check out the gentleman's panel. It's going to be on Captivating Christians platform. We're going to have two guests. Come see who the guests are. Um, and have a good time with us tomorrow. Again, since I got more people in here, I wanted to give a shout out to Pretty Girl Creations. Um, she sent me some jewelry. Um, she sent me this tiger eye bracelet. Um, and I want you guys to go check her out. She's on Facebook. You can Google the name. Go to my community page, and you'll see um, the and also um, thank you TC and everyone else for sending me the gift bag. It's really this stuff is amazing. And one of the little things in the gift bag was a little body scent. And look at the name of the body scent. Purple Rain. Go figure. So, and then I also got this honey vanilla shea. It's a shea butter and it smells really good. So I'm gonna get me a good massage with this or give somebody a good massage. Happy ending perhaps. But I think that Pretty Girl Creations, the Tiger Eye beads, it promotes healing. It works to balance your toxins. Uh, you can research it yourself and pull it up again. And my ring, I didn't get from there, but the ring that I like Tiger Eye Stone. So the ring is a Tiger Eye Stone as well. As for protection. And you know what I always say, and I was just this whole sector that we're in, there's a lot of negativity. And even just your day to day working and going out into the world, we're in a different climate right now. So you need something to balance all of that out. Um, this is a black woman. Um, she had an interest in jewelry since 2010. She decided to rebrand and rebuild the company in 2017. She's another person that looks like you or I. Go check her out. Um, and yes, I love Prince. Y'all need to check out Prince has done. Did you know Prince sung Sex Shooter and he also sung Jungle Love and he sung Glamorous Life? They have his versions of those songs. And I've been jamming those songs going to work. It's to hear Prince sing Glamorous Life, but he did a really good job on it. And he sung Sex Shooter, but was it Vanity or Apollonia? Listen, same difference. You know, they both look alike. Hell, I don't know which one which. Yes, go check it out. Prince, and he's when he sung Jungle Love by Morris Day in a Time, he sounded just like Morris Day. They have a very their tone is very similar. Um, but when he sung Sex Shooter, you know, he wasn't doing like the moans and stuff like Vanity or she Apollonia, but he was singing like a male version. And when he sung Glamorous Life, it was the same thing. But you know, Prince sung Nothing Compares to You that Sinead O'Connor made a big hit. Uh, Prince was very, very far ahead of his time. And you know, I haven't been to a family reunion in so long as well. Um, I think we need to have a family reunion, but you know, in these times that we're in now, it's going to be a while before that happens. But Prince was a genius, definitely. And you know what? It's like when people geniuses like that, it's like they have some type of quirky mannerisms. I like Nikki. Yes, I like Darling Nikki as well. I like Darling. My favorite Prince song is Beautiful Ones. That song is such a song that is just so sexual and just so that song just takes me there. I like uh, the Beautiful Ones is definitely. I like Mariah Carey's version as well, but Prince's version is so raw. But what was another song? I like Raspberry Beret. When Doves Cry. I do like that one. What was some other song? He has such a like a whole just it was so many different songs. What was When Doves Cry? I Would Die for You. Um, I even like Thieves in the Temple. It wasn't my favorite, but I did like Thieves in the Temple. Um, it was something else. I like when he sung like background with Tevin Campbell with Round and Round. Adore. Yes, if I was your girlfriend, that was the jam also. I was listening to If I Was Your Girlfriend by TLC the other day. It was deep. But you know what? It's like that song right there. It was so dead on, Anthony, that when you because I'm a person that listens to the lyrics and just the whole thing of the insecurities of being a person that people deem as attractive. Because some people that are pretty boxes sometimes inside. Um, oh, thank you. Really, thank you for the super chat, Adore. I think Prince, and it was tragic. It was like almost a family member had died when he died. As I liked Prince and Jackson, but I was more of a Prince fan because he was more. Uh, Michael Jackson was too cookie cutter a lot of times. He had good dance music, but Prince was more the lyrical genius, and Prince was like he did his music. Michael was an entertainer, but if you compare the two, for me, people get mad, but I think that Prince was more of an artist than Michael Jackson was, and I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I'm a Janet Jackson fan. My favorite artists, y'all. My favorite five artists are Prince, Janet, Sade. I like Anita Baker, and I like uh, I like Mariah Carey. I like but like Anita Baker songs. A lot of her songs are really just like the wording, just her tone is so soothing to me. I'm not a big Patti LaBelle type of fan. I'm gonna have to check that out. Baby, what am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay. Y'all, let me tell you who deaths affected me more was like Prince and Aaliyah. I love me some Aaliyah. Her voice. It was like Aaliyah and Sade. I like Shantae more. It's like Aaliyah and Sade. Their voices were so soothing to me. Um, their voices were soothing. It was so tragic how Aaliyah died in a plane crash. And was it in 2001? But I Lettuce. Yeah, yeah. I listened to her before. She has a very extensive range. I think Lettuce. Is it Lettuce or Lettuce? I like Jill Scott. I like India Ari, uh, Maxwell. I like a lot of white artists also. I like some Blondie. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like Depeche Mode, Duran Duran. I like some Billy Joel. I like Pink Floyd. I like Eric Clapton. I like The Doors. I said Red Hot Chili Peppers, Billy Joel, Elton John. Erica Badu, yes. And you know what? Those types of songs like Erica Badu and Jill, that whole neo soul, India Ari, they're in that same vein of music, that neo soul type of music. Uh, Maxwell, something that I could be cleaning around my apartment listening to. And you know what, Aaliyah? Let me tell you something. I'm in Houston, Texas. I know some of Beyonce family members. I know people that work with Beyonce. Uh, but I was by far a bigger Aaliyah fan than I am. a Beyonce fan, and I'm not part of the Beehive or Bayhive, whatever they call themselves. But I think that she has carved out her niche. She has made her name as a pop artist, and you can't take that away from her. George Michael, yes. I love Careless Whisper. I love Time After Time, not Time After Time. Careless Whisper. I like Faith. Um, uh, yeah, it just I like Boy George. When he was with Culture Club and some of the other, when he did a single as his stuff as an independent artist. Um, Jill and Erica. I heard about that. Take Six. I like Take Six. Take Six is from the UK, right? That's a white boy group. I liked because wasn't Robbie Robbie was one of those group men. He was from Take Six, right? Robbie sings that song Angels, and I like that song also. Take Six, Take Six, isn't that a white group? Oh, okay. Um, I don't know what I'm thinking about, but it was Take Something, but they were a European band and had one song that I liked. But Robbie, I forgot his last name, sings a song called Angel, uh, and I like that song. But I like Take, not Take, I like After Seven, like Babyface. I like Karen White. I like uh, Jody Watley. You know what, Tabitha? And that's the thing. I compare, and I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about different voices. It doesn't have to, for me, a singer doesn't have to scream like Fantasia or Patti LaBelle to be appealing to my ears. Um, like Sade, to me, I always compared her voice to a slice of cheesecake. Just smooth, and you just want to enjoy it. You just want to linger while other people, someone else's voice is like Chinese food. Um, but I can't listen to Patti LaBelle all day and Gave In Swear by Patti LaBelle. And she'd be, and I'd be like, oh God, just end it already. But um, I do like some Motown stuff. I like Motown, the oldies. I like the Temptations. I like Smokey Robinson. Um, I like the Marvelettes, the Supremes, of course. I like a lot of those. I listen to a lot of types of music. Um, okay, Will Downing. I think that I hadn't listened to him that much. I'd have to hear some. You said Rochelle Farrell, you could explain. Someone that was tortured was with their music, and it makes me sad when I listen to her songs. Is Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman's songs put me like in a depressed mood. Shaka Khan, the Whispers, yeah. I heard Patty. One of my friends in New York is such a big Patti LaBelle fan. He's had pictures with Patty. Patty has called him up on stage. He's given her flowers. He's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. He's always been a fan of Patti LaBelle. He's her biggest fan. When I tell you this man, I've known him so many years. He's always loved him some Patty. You better not say nothing about Patty. He'll be ready to cut your throat. I like Gladys Knight too. And that was good music. Listen, nowadays music is about a hoe jumping up on the hood of a car twerking. Or some dude that's talking about all the B's and H he have and he's driving a Lambo. You know, oh okay, it's Patti LaBelle. But I think that I did like just I could listen to some of the oldies. Like when I'm around here, or if I'm driving on a road trip, and sometimes I go like to Dallas or Austin or San Antonio, and I'm by myself. So when I'm driving, I may listen to like Motown greatest hits, or the best of Prince, or the Velvet Rope by Janet, or Design of a Decade by Janet, or just I listen to so much that it's just I couldn't even pinpoint what type of music I like more so. Yes, Marvel. Oh, Angela Winbush. Uh, who sings this song? Three Way Love Affair. Marlika. I don't want to be. It's like this song is like I don't want to be caught in the middle of a three-way love affair. Was it Angela Winbush? I like some of the female country singers. I like Shania Twain. I like Reba McEntire, Minnie Riperton. Yes, Loving You, and I like Denise. What's her name? Denise. She sung "Silly." Uh, I like "Funny How Time Flies" too. Celine. Uh, I do like Celine also. Again, I like Shania Twain. Uh, I like some of it's a funny song that Dolly Parton got that I like. It's called Jolene, 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 please don't take my man. It's something like that. She's begging Jolene not to take her man. I said, well, damn, Jolene is a bad bee. Jolene, you begging Jolene not to take your man. And I don't know how many times that song applied to me in my everyday life, but I was like, hell, I don't want to meet Jolene. Hell, Jolene is a bad bee, and Jolene, stay your ass over there where you at. Betty, right, right. Maybe when she was singing, her skin was light, and then she had this kind of hair, and she was like, I said, yeah, Jolene, fine. Well, Dolly, you may be out of your league this time, sis. Let it go. Just take the L. Oh, yeah, been around the world. Lisa Stansfield. And I like All Cried Out, but Lisa, and Colt Jam. I like the song Our Little Jackie. Is it like Our Little Jackie? She wants to be a star. It's like something like that. But I like that song also. Uh, I like Lisa, and Colt Jam. I like Ex- Expose. I like some of those 80s songs. And y'all may wonder how I know all this older music. Because I was born like in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. Hey, Theo O'Brien. Uh, I was born anywhere from 1995 to 2001. Uh, no, I ain't gonna say 2000. 2000, 1995 to 2000. I'm in that range. Tonight is the night. Yes, tonight is the night. Oh yeah, like that's the jam. Baby, I was singing songs and I didn't know what I was singing. I was singing grown up songs like it was what was a grown up song and it was something I was thinking and my aunt got on me about it. She was like, "You don't know nothing about that." Well, I was on StreamYard and it was tripping. So I just got on YouTube from my phone. My other video was on my laptop. Tablet there, watch it now. Lisa Stansfield. Um, but a lot of those groups, all for real, in Vogue, of course. I hate that the group disbanded and then they came back. Let me tell you, it was Dawn. Dawn from In Vogue was doing the most. It was that Dawn. And let me tell you, and Dawn was my favorite In Vogue person. I thought Dawn was the sexiest out of all In Vogue. Thank you, Tabitha. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for the super chat. My neighbor's probably thinking like, what the hell is he doing over there? But y'all listen, I'm just doing something on YouTube. Don't mind me. But YouTube violation. I'm gonna check my email. Yeah, Barry White was definitely a maestro. Also, I'm gonna check that because what did I violate when I came on? Somebody just tried to strike me or something or flag me because I wasn't cursing or doing anything with that video. Oh, I tickle you with that video. I appreciate the super chat, Tabitha, definitely. Um, but y'all, I have to get off of here because I need to get ready for work. I went to sleep, and I'm glad that I didn't go back to sleep. Went to sleep early yesterday, but I'm probably getting off work at about 11:30 or 12 today. But again, guys, thank you for all the super chats. Again, go check out Pretty Girl Creations. Um, check her out. Go to my community page and go on the site. Jewelry and accessories is another black person that look like you or I. Let's support black businesses. Thank you guys. Hit the thumbs up, shine some light on me. Peace. I'm out. Check out the Gentleman's Panel on Captivating Christians platform today. Same time, Central Standard Time, 6:40, 6:45. All right, y'all. Peace.